Hello and welcome to MDCplus Hardware Installation tutorial. In this video we are going to go through hardware kit components, planning the placement of TVV-10, planning the placement of other hardware inside the machine's electric cabinet, wiring and TVV-10 and MDCplus server application settings. The person doing the installation must be qualified to do electric work with components up to 400 volt AC, and local regulations and standards of electric work must always be followed. For example, in Europe, the correct standards to be followed are IEC standards. This video will present wiring with EU standards. Your local standards may be different from EU. For example, standard colors of the wires might be different. This is TVV-10 terminal device. Its purpose is to make settings for other MDCplus hardware devices and record operators' input about operators' registration to the machine, downtime reasons, technological operations, shift task, NC programs, and so on. This is Registrator TR03D. It's used to connect signals from the machine and power unit PU03D to TVV-10. This is power unit PU03D. It's used to collect information about energy consumption and electric failures from the machine. This is power supply module. It's used to convert 230 volts to 24 volts in case there is no 24 volt connector available in machine's electric cabinet. Registrator TR03D needs 24 volts to function. These are current clamps. They are used to measure current of 3 phases for energy consumption calculations. Best place to connect current clamps is right after the machine's main power switch. These are circuit breakers. They are used to protect wires in case of short circuit and to temporarily switch off MDCplus hardware. This is DIN rail. You can mount it to machine's electric cabinet for MDCplus hardware in case there's not enough free DIN rail space in the machine's electric cabinet. This is mounting bracket for TVV-10 that can be used if TVV-10 is difficult to mount otherwise. This is barcode scanner mounting bracket. It's designed to be mounted in the same place with TVV-10, but can also be mounted to a different place. This USB cable is used to transfer NC programs between TVV-10 and the machine in some cases. You can read more about NC program transfer in MDCplus manuals. This cable has pre-connected DP25 connector with RS485 interface on the other end, and that is connected to TVV-10, and other end will be connected to Registrator TR03D for communication between the components. This 3-wire cable is used for 3-phase input for power unit PU03D, and this 2-wire cable is used for connecting machine signals to Registrator TR03D. This is barcode scanner, and you use this USB cable to connect the barcode scanner to TVV-10. It's best to install TVV-10 close to operator's workplace. You can use the mounting plate provided in the hardware kit. You can screw it directly to the side of the machine, or you can use magnets with screws. If customer needs to move TVV-10 sometimes, for example, if the machine has cover that needs to open during maintenance and TVV-10 must be installed so that the cover won't open properly. Try to avoid this situation. Make sure that wiring from machine's electric cabinet to TVV-10 is possible and all the doors and hatches of the machine can open and close properly after a TVV-10 installation. Ethernet port for direct connection is usually found in the machine's electric cabinet, where the CNC controller modules are, or somewhere around the machine's user panel. In case of some Siemens controllers, Profibus port can be used to make the direct connection using IBH adapter. You have two possibilities to connect TVV-10 to customer's network. You can connect the Ethernet cable from customer's RJ45 socket directly, or you can install Ethernet switch to the machine's electric cabinet and do the wiring from there to TVV-10. We recommend Moxa or other industrial switches. They are tested to work properly with TVV-10. Make sure to read necessary manuals for hardware and direct connections before installation to understand the restrictions and possibilities of different types of machines. To find connectors for 400 volt in machine's electric cabinet, look at the labels in connectors and use multimeter to measure and make sure that the connectors have correct voltage. Mount MDCplus hardware components to DIN rail in machine's electric cabinet. Make sure that there's enough space for all components and proper wiring. In case there's not enough space in machine's DIN rails, you can mount the DIN rail included in MDCplus Hardware Kit to the machine's electric cabinet. Before wiring MDCplus hardware, you need to find necessary connectors from the machine's wiring diagrams for basic states. Work by program, machine is on, and if possible, also emergency and part counter. If connectors for the mentioned states are not available, direct protocol is required to get the work by program state. Machine is on will be generated in MDCplus, and emergency and part counter are not mandatory states. In this case, the basic states are collected from direct protocol, so no wiring for them was necessary. In this case, in addition to mandatory wiring, also work by program and machine is on states are connected to TR03D module from machine's contactors. And in this case, we have additional wiring for part counter parameter. To make wiring clean and professional way, you need to use proper tools for the job. Use multimeter to figure out where the 400 volt and 24 volt connectors are and if the connectors have voltage before making any connections. Use the side cutters to cut the wires to correct length. Use wiring stripping pliers to strip the wire ends. Use dedicated pliers to squeeze the wire ending sleeves to the stripped wire ends. Use wire ending sleeves for all wires that are stripped and make sure that the sleeves are properly attached to the wire before connecting the wire to any component. Make sure that all wiring runs cleanly in the cable ducts and put the cable duct cover back on after the wiring is finished. To connect wires to TR03D and PU03D, you can remove the connectors from components and push them back after connecting the wires. The connectors are basic screw connectors. To connect pre-made wires to TVV-10, open the TVV-10 cover. Carefully remove the wires for the buttons on the cover before taking further action. When you have the cover open, you first need to detach the lead-through pieces and connector for 24 volt power cable. Connect the plus and minus wires to the connector. Next, you have to plug in the Ethernet cable. Then DB25 connector. And lastly, the 24 volt power cable. Use the lead-through pieces included to lead the wires out of the TVV-10. Before closing the TVV-10 cover again, reattach button wires and close the cover. To change network settings of the TVV-10, go to Menu, Parameters. Password for the correct parameters is 211212. Choose TCP/IP parameters. Change the IP address of TVV-10, subnet mask, default gateway and IP address of the MDCplus server. To get the correct network settings, contact local IT personnel. TVV-10 will reboot after the settings are done and you push back button. To change power consumption parameters, go to Menu, Parameters, and choose the password 120461 and press Enter. Go to Registrator Calibration, and here you need to check and change IA, IB and IC parameters. The values must be set up according to nominals of current clamps. For existing current clamps, the nominals are 80 amperes, so values for IA, IB and IC are 80 divided by 6095, which equals to 0.03126. Let's enter, go back and do it again for other parameters. And go back again, and back one more time, and go to Measured Signals. Here you can see voltage and current for each phase, and also full power and active power of the machine. To make settings for TVV-10 connection in MDCplus server application, go to Main Information, Machines directory. Here you can add a machine by clicking the Add button down here. Choose New Machine tool, and here you choose your protocol types. So we are going to do combined connection with funnel protocol and also TVV-10 protocol. Click Add again, and you will have the Edit Machine Information window opening automatically. Go to Monitoring Settings, and here you can see protocol settings for TVV-10. Remove the block, choose the correct IP. After you have set up the correct IP, you have to set up the states, downtime reasons, measured parameters and power consumption parameters for the TVV-10. To set up states and downtime reasons properly, read MDCplus User Manual, Structure and Elements Part 2, MDCplus Server. And here you have a section States, Downtime Reasons and Parameters. By default, the formulas for phase currents and active power and full power have the formulas for 50 ampere current clamps. You need to change the formula to consider the 80 ampere current clamps. Click Edit, and here you have rate calculation formula. Standard formula for phase currents with 80 ampere current clamps is 80 divided by 6095. Click the arrow button next to the formula to get the rate here. Then save to confirm the changes. Do the same change for phase B and phase C currents. Change the formula for active power and full power by clicking Edit. Here you have 50 and you have to change it to 80 for it to correspond to 80 ampere current clamps, and click the arrow button again and save. You need to do this change for both active and full power also in power consumption tab. Click Edit again. And here you have a slightly different formula, but just change the 50 to 80. Click the arrow and save. In data collection settings, choose TVV-10 for downtime reasons and registration input device. In the states transmitted to TVV-10 from the NC unit, you can choose which state from the direct protocol is going to be used for work by program and transferred TVV-10 in case connection to TVV-10's work by program signal is lost. By doing this, you make sure you get work by program signal even if there's a failure in the machine's I/O devices. Finally, save all your changes and you will have a new machine here. By clicking the arrow here, you can see both protocols, FANUC and TVV-10 in this case, and after a few seconds the machine and the TVV will come online. Check that MDCplus client application and TVV-10 are both showing the same state at the same time. If both are showing the same state and the state is accurately representing the machine's actual state, you are finished with the hardware installation. Finally, a small recap of the things to remember while installing MDCplus Hardware Kit. Follow the local regulations and standards of electric work. Make sure all components are included in the hardware kit. Pre-plan installation by checking machine's wiring diagrams. Plan placement of TVV-10 and other MDCplus hardware before wiring. Make clean, professional wiring using proper tools for the job. Configure TVV-10 and MDCplus server according to the instructions. For further information about the MDCplus hardware, please read the hardware-related manuals. Thank you for watching and have a good day.